Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Cap Slam Wrestling. So, this is a bonus video. I just wanted to talk about the WWE releases that have happened yesterday. Um, this is always a very unfortunate part of the year. This generally happens the week after WrestleMania. And yeah, we should talk about it because there were some uh, surprises, to say the least, in this particular list of releases. And yeah, let's talk about it. To start with, I think the biggest surprise of them all for me is Kairi Sane. Kairi Sane had been in a very featured program on WWE Raw with Asuka and Io Sky. So to have her released when the storyline hasn't been paid off just makes no sense at all. It doesn't make any sense at all. I'm really appalled by it because all of us were gravitating towards Kyrie, right? I mean, we were thinking that, feeling some amount of sympathy towards her with the way Asuka was treating her. So the payoff, eventual payoff of Kyrie getting away from Asuka, maybe beating her or opposing her firmly, that would have been a great pop and a good character build for Kyrie. Whenever it would have happened, it should have happened by now because I think it's been a long time coming. But again, I mean, to not have that, I mean, it's really disappointing from WWE because she was building some good rapport with the WWE universe, and I think yeah, out of all the names in this list, Kairi Sane is the one that I feel the most did not deserve at all to be released. The next two in the list are Alistair Black and Zarina Vega. Look, I mean, see, Zarina Vega, I think she's a really talented performer. I think when she was in the singles division with the United States Championship and everything, I think she was doing really good. Uh, but again, since Alistair Black returned last year, I think SmackDown after Mania, she eventually, became her manager, sort of, and yeah. So in particular, wasn't featured a lot because the focus of that particular narrative or that particular story was Alistair Black, and I mean, releasing Alistair Black to doesn't make a lot of sense because you just brought him 1 year back and he's been doing decent work, as compared to the other names on this list. He's definitely done some good work and good storylines. So I don't know, maybe their salaries were too high. So yeah, I mean, that might be the case for Alistair Black, and I think they would have thought, okay, let's also release Zelina with him because they are a combined net right now. So releasing Cross and Scarlet last year, now Black and Vega, similar characters, but now none of them are here. So it is a bit disappointing. Not more than Kyrie, but it is disappointing nonetheless. Next in the list are Wyatt Six, Uncle Howdy, Bo Dallas, Nikki Cross, Dexter Loomis, Eric Rowan, Joe Gacy, and I don't know if I'm missing someone here. So the Wyatt Six are out. Uh, Look, I mean, they debuted in a spectacular way on Raw, in one of the greatest introductions in Raw history to a faction or to anyone. But WWE did not follow up on them at all in any way. They were just relegated to the tag division after some time, and they were just fighting for the stupid lantern without any, real consequence or real impact shown in the story to that lantern. It's just that the lantern was 70. No explanation of that, or no big moments in that. It's just that one guy Solo was snatching the lantern, then Bo Howdy was snatching the lantern. So that was a bit disappointing. That story wasn't clicking with anyone literally. So again, I'm not that surprised to White Six because this is a large group of people who are doing next to nothing, right? So to keep them on your payroll definitely can be, you know, uh, expensive or can be a bit heavy. So not really surprised with White Six, but they could have done more with that. I think this had some potential when they debuted it. So in terms of that, disappointing, but yeah, not that shocked. Again, on next on this list is Santos Escobar. Again, a very interesting uh, pick, to be honest, because I think the news came a few months back that Santos Escobar was, his contract was over. Then WWE brought him back for a very good amount of money, and then he was primarily relegated to AAA, where he recently got injured. Uh, Again, I mean, it's very interesting because yeah, what we heard is that he had a very large contract, a very high pay contract. So and definitely working on AAA is not going to suffice that. So when you look at it from a strictly financial way, yeah, I mean it is a loss for them. But they didn't try to use him in this particular run, on the main roster in some good way. But see, to be honest, I wasn't a fan of him. I wasn't a fan of him during his first run as well on the main roster. Didn't click with me at all. Yeah, he did some good character work, but he was too small a guy, I feel, to command a group, for me at least, for my taste. So not that surprised again with Santos's release, knowing that his contract was on the higher end. All right, next on the list are Motor City Machine Guns. Look, man, I might have a controversial opinion here, but no, they did not cash in on the opportunity they got. Right? Uh, yeah, this is a very decorated tag team. Your favorite tag team's favorite tag team, whatever they say. Uh, right. So this is a good tag team. This has been a very good tag team, legendary tag team, but they did not do well. I won't say that they did not get opportunities in WWE, because they did. Oh well, they did. Uh, Many of you might not remember, but these two very early after their debuts in WWE, they got a tag team match against DIY, if I'm not wrong, and that was at the Royal Rumble, right? A stadium pay per view show. For a tag team match, you do not get tag team title matches at Royal Rumbles and the Big Fours. At least in the Royal Rumbles, you don't get those matches. They got the match, and the match sucked. The match was not good. They tried to do something which did not click with the live audience, which does not click with the TV audience, and that match sucked. And that is where I think they lost the opportunity to be the. See, if they would have hit it out of the park on that particular match, I think we would not be talking about Motor City Machine Guns today. But they did not cash in on their opportunity. See, when you're a tag team, you only get these opportunities once. You don't get it all, but if you got it once, you got to cash in on that, and they did not. So I blame them for this. Uh, and then yeah, they were having solid TV matches, but character-wise, there was not really any depth to both of them. Yeah, Shelly and Gargano had some angle, but again, it was not really any depth to any of the characters. You can say that WWE did not allow them to build any character, but whatever is the case. So they missed their opportunity. There was no character depth. So yeah, I mean, there's just numbers now, right? And WWE is not putting a lot of emphasis on the tag team division either. So it doesn't really make sense. I mean, I'm not really shocked by MCMG's release. I think it is what it is, man. I mean, yeah, somebody's going to get the short end of the stick, and this time it's MCMG. Next on the list is Zoe Stark, a very interesting case. I think she had a horrible injury. Uh, I think on Monday Night Raw in a triple threat. Uh, Horrible injury, and she had a great Money in the Bank. I think a couple of years back, or was it last year? Uh, Maybe it was a couple of years back. So she had some momentum in that way, but again, she got a very horrendous injury. She's been out for an year, and now she's been released. So it's a bit tough on her. Uh, I personally, apart from that Money in the Match, I did not see a lot of money in Zoe Stark, but she was good. She could have really. I mean, I don't think that she would really have had a high end contract. So she would have stayed because she could have been a good player in the women's mid card division. Uh, you know, and that division will need some players when your Charlottes and Alexas go into the top division, main event division again. So yeah, it's a hard release for me. A bit disappointing. I think I would have preferred Zoe Stark to stay. And same goes for Alba Fire. I think she was doing a good work with Chelsea Green, but I don't know, maybe the WWE did not see much apart from that for her, and they would have thought that Chelsea would make this work on her own. So that would have been the thought, I guess, and that's why the release of Alba Fire. And then finally, from the main roster releases, this is Apollo Crews. Long time coming. I every time, since 2020, when the release pattern started, every year I used to wonder, how did this guy not get released? He does nothing. He's a good wrestler, don't but he's a good wrestler, but he doesn't really get TV time. And see, character wise, he doesn't really have that character. Yes, he tried once with the Nigerian Grand Lord thing, but it didn't quite work. It was a flop at the end of the day. And then he again disappeared, came back in flashes, and again disappeared. And right now, I think he was on small segments in WWE TV, but not really. I mean, so I used to be surprised every year that why did Apollo Crews not get released. So I think this year finally has got released. Again, not wishing bad on anyone on losing their job, but strictly, I think numbers wise, I think, yeah, I mean, makes sense to release him because they were not using him at all. So I hope you do well, Apollo Crews. Uh, from the developmental, the NXT sides of things, Andre Chase, Tyra May Steele, the Olympian, Serena, Linton, Tyson, Tyreek, Chris Island, Malik Blade, Trill London, Luca Crucifino. So these were the names released on the NXT and developmental side of things. And yeah, it just makes you think the WWE can be so cruel. I mean, right? Your dream is to reach WWE, and but if you don't perform and you're not in their scheme of things, you can just go out in 1 year, maybe less. So that is how things work here. I mean, I was just thinking that, if let's say next year the same round of releases come, I can see someone like Matt Cardona getting released because essentially right now his utility is not really that much. Uh, yeah, I mean they have no use for him on their TV. It's nothing, really nothing. So but realistically, I think he has 1 year to sort of reinvent himself, get into some character, some storyline. Otherwise, he might be the next name on this list next year because yeah, they're not doing anything with him, nothing at all. Rusev again, he's starting to find a new wind with the IC title division. So let's see how it goes. Otherwise, he could also be a name on this list, right? So, yeah, it's a tough time of the year. All the best to everyone who lost their jobs, and hope they do well in the Indies and maybe AEW TNA when their non-compete is over. But yeah, that was me talking about the WWE releases, post Mania releases in 2026. Uh, Please let me know your comments. Let me know your views in the comments on how do you feel about any of these releases, and please like, share, and subscribe. Ciao.